explain something to me. How are you a personal trainer and you are personally not trained? I'm not saying you need to look like you live in the gym. Like, give me one sign that you know what you're doing over here. Because when you're demonstrating my exercises to me, I need to be looking at you thinking, yes, I also want my arms to look like that. Not looking at you thinking, this man needs a trainer.
People dragged her. You guys dragged her. She's got a point.
Is she right, though?
The fitness influencer Lean Girl found herself trending after making a statement that struck a nerve with many South Africans. Her argument was simple: if you don't look the part, you shouldn't be training other people. And as expected, social media exploded.
Social media, if you're a macro influencer or a really prominent person, your day will come. Like, people will laugh and kiki and haha, and then you make one silly mistake and now everyone's writing think pieces about you. Like, everyone has been waiting for you to fail so that they can think piece the shit out of you. And I feel really sad for macro influencers, because you take years and years to build this amazing platform, and then you make one silly mistake and then all of that gets undone.
Let's be honest. Most of us have probably made assumptions about someone's health based on their appearance. If someone is lean, muscular, and visibly fit, we often assume they know what they're talking about. We also assume that they are disciplined, we assume that they are healthy, and if someone is larger bodied, many people make the opposite assumption, right? The fitness industry has been built on these ideas for decades. Walk into any gym, scroll through fitness TikTok, open Instagram. The message is often the same. Health definitely has a look, and sometimes it doesn't look like your trainer.
Damn, that's ridiculous.
South Africa is currently experiencing a wellness boom. From rebounding classes, squat challenges, running clubs, don't forget the supplements and the fitness influencers. People are engaging with health content now more than ever before. And that's a positive thing. People are moving more, they're learning about nutrition, they're becoming more interested in preventative health. But there's also a downside, because social media only rewards aesthetics. A transformation photo is what will always outperform a discussion about blood pressure, right? And this is because wellness can sometimes become more about looking healthy than actually being healthy.
So the statement that you make contains some truth, some bias, and some philosophical errors as well. There is credibility in the way you look as a personal trainer, but aesthetics does not equal competence. When we hire a strength coach, a personal trainer, a nutritionist, or even when we go to a doctor, we see a cardiologist, we do subconsciously ask the question, do they practice what they preach? As personal trainers, we also understand that where fat sits is extremely important to being metabolically healthy. I mentioned it earlier, but increased adiposity can occur as subcutaneous fat underneath the skin, or even visceral fat around the organs. So let's assess the logic where it's fair and where many people agree with the original creator of the video, and where I also, to a certain extent, agree with her. There are certain careers where, because you are going to that expert or that individual to improve your physical appearance, that you're going to want to know that they look the part, or at least have been able to achieve it at some point in time in their career.
One of the biggest criticisms directed at Lean Girl was that her comments were fatphobic. The term gets thrown around a lot online, but at its core, fatphobia refers to the negative assumptions that society makes about larger bodied people, that they lack discipline, that they are automatically unhealthy, or that they have nothing valuable to contribute to the conversation about fitness. And the problem is that the reality is far more complicated than that. There are larger bodied people who exercise consistently. There are thin people who rarely exercise. There are elite athletes who don't fit conventional beauty standards, and they are still successful.
It is incredibly important to have bigger bodies in gyms and other health spaces, and I'll tell you why.
This was an extremely fat-phobic and very ignorant thing to say. Yes, a lot of people are saying, oh, she was telling the truth though, but we must never forget that as a society we've been conscientized to be fat-phobic, to be ignorant like that. We actually call that being honest and progressive when it's not. It's just a toxic and misguided learned behavior. And let's not forget that just because a whole group of people agree with something, it doesn't make that thing right. So why is it important to have larger bodies in gyms and in other health spaces? Firstly, because the gym is not for weight loss. Okay, the gym is to move your body. And if you don't have diversity in the gym of trainers and people who are in the gym, people won't feel comfortable coming to the gym to move their bodies because they'll feel like if they don't fit some kind of physical standard or physique, they're not worthy of being in the gym. It's completely anti-health. Health is about moving your body. It's not about the size of your body. And I know a lot of you will come at me about that because you've been taught that the size of your body is an indicator of your health, which is not true. There are lots of healthy and bigger bodied athletes in most athletic spaces. In fact, I've been an athlete for a lot of my life, and I've always been a bigger bodied girl. The smallest I've ever been is a size 32. I was a swimmer, I was a hockey player, I played for provincial, and I seldom met super skinny girls, right? So let's not make it seem like wanting to see fit trainers has anything to do with health. Let's just call it what it is. It's fat phobic, it's ignorant, and it shows what her messaging and her content is about, which is A, judging people for the sizes of their body and making them feel bad for what they look like, because her definition of health is skinniness. It's not moving your body, it's not just nourishing it, it's actually about the size, which I find really sad for somebody in that space who claims to be about helping people live a healthier life. Guys, the size of your body is not an indicator of your health. So many things contribute to that. So please don't ever let anyone ignorant on the internet who's thin tell you that they know more about health just because of the size of their body. There's so many things that come into that. Even when you consider professions like dietitians, there are different needs that people have, dietary needs. It's not just weight loss. People don't just go to dietitians for weight loss. So even expecting to have a skinny dietitian is a very strange thing. Sure, if it's your preference, go ahead. But to have a platform like that lady has, and to say that, is so anti so many things. It shows where her headspace is at. And if I was her follower, wanted to be her client, I would feel so ashamed because I would assume that she's judging me because I don't look like what she believes is the standard of worthiness and health. So for her business, I think that was a terrible marketing stunt. And I don't even think she really tried to make it a marketing stunt. I think she thought she was being cute. And we don't even talk enough about the body dysmorphia and all these crazy things that happen in the white community. Because once we delve into that, we start to see that it's not about health, it's about aesthetics. But let's talk about it in the comment section below. One last thing, don't come up in my comment section and say, oh, but other fat people agree with her. Just because other people are okay with self-betrayal and abusing themselves and self-hatred, it doesn't mean other people must be, okay? That is not a measure of whether her message was a quality message or not. That kind of messaging seems so innocent, but that's what gets people to unalive themselves, to become even obese because they don't want to leave the house because they're afraid of being judged. These things seem so small, but they do so much damage and so much harm.
What makes this debate particularly interesting in South Africa is our history. Body size has always carried social meaning. In some communities, a fuller body has historically been associated with prosperity, good living, and at the same time, Western beauty standards have increasingly promoted thinness as the ideal. Now add social media to the mix, and you can just imagine the confusion. The result is a society that's receiving mixed signals about what healthy bodies should look like. And this is why the lean girl debate and drama becomes so emotionally charged all at the same time. People aren't arguing about fitness, they're also arguing about identity, a sense of self worth, and belonging. What does community look like in fitness when you're not perfectly fit?
I usually don't talk about these controversial topics on social media. I do want to say that when I started on my fitness journey like 6 years ago, my goal 100% was to lose a lot of weight. I had gained about 10 kgs during me being at university and then through COVID, and I was feeling really self-conscious. So I signed up for a gym membership, got myself out there, started going regularly and consistently, and really started enjoying it. This was about 6 years ago. It is now 2026, and I have from that moment consistently been in the gym every single day, if not every single day, 6 times a week,
and really pushed myself. To be honest with you, I have lost 12 kgs from the time that I started my journey. But my weight has fluctuated, and when I look at my body, my mid-sized body, my tummy, everything about me, I do not look like your cookie cutter person that has been going to the gym for 6 days a week, every single day since 2021. I am your average girl. Like I've got a front, I've got like skin flaps, I've got everything. And I even feel self-conscious posting my workout routine and my workout content because I'm like, what if someone comments on my body because I don't look like the way I'm supposed to look because of the lifestyle that I lead? And I try and lead a very healthy lifestyle. I believe that the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit and you're supposed to take care of your body. And that's where I started learning that like exercising consistently isn't actually only about weight loss, but it's about you having a better mood, you being a better and well-rounded person, you putting your energy into things that are worth putting your energy into. So I've gone a long journey of fitness and I don't look like the average person, but I'm so proud of who I am. And I think the damaging thing about what the funny video that the lean girl posted is that it really marginalizes the type of woman that is allowed to walk into a gym, is allowed to go and start high rocks. Like, I don't think that I can go and start high rocks with the weight that I am. And that's just the way society is. And I think my thoughts on it is that if you are watching this video and you are starting to feel self-conscious about yourself because you don't look like the average person that works out and should work out, because it's not only linked to personal trainers. Like, yes, there's been so many amazing personal trainers that have come on platforms and spoken their truth and said that they have X amount of qualifications. And I'm so happy and proud of them for speaking out and really just adding their voice to the conversation. But it's also about the girls who are consistent in the gym and just don't look like they're consistent in the gym. I know there's a large majority of people that look like that. Like, I want you guys to feel like it's okay to do that because it took me a really long time to feel comfortable that I'm allowed to go to the gym, even though I don't have a six pack and I don't have a thigh gap and I don't have my muscles visibly showing. I'm still showing up and I'm still gonna push myself, and I don't want to be in an environment where I feel like I'm being judged.
Hi friends, it seems like I got a little bit too cheeky the other day, and my post about the personal trainers landed in a way that I absolutely did not intend. So to my community and to the trainers that felt hurt by this, I am genuinely sorry. Like, you girls know my heart. I absolutely wasn't saying that your body defines your worth, your knowledge, or your ability as a trainer. I was saying in my usual unfiltered way that I'm personally motivated by someone who practices what they preach. But I totally get that that is my preference. It is not a rule. But I totally hear you guys. Like, it didn't land that way, and I'm taking that on board. I have to say that I show up here every day for the people that I care about. And I genuinely hope that that shines through more than one badly landed joke. Like, I love my community. You guys are everything.
What actually makes a good trainer? For me, this is where things actually get interesting. If someone wants to become a personal trainer, what should matter most? Their body, qualifications, their ability to coach, or maybe it's their anatomy and their exercise science, their capacity to motivate people from different backgrounds. Most people would probably say it needs to be all of the above. But when we only focus on the appearance, we risk this becoming a beauty contest.
I think what people are missing a lot with this lean girl controversy thing is just how much pressure personal trainers, nutrition coaches are under to look a certain way. And how no matter what it is that they do, how they look is never good enough because there's always going to be somebody that has something to say about it. As somebody that has been super skinny when I started and very lean to somebody who like put on a lot of muscle and people were still like, you're not big enough. And then I got bigger and they're like, okay, cool. Well, now you're not lean enough, but you're also still not big enough and you're also not strong enough. And that's a constant pressure within the industry. But people miss how much fucking time and effort I actually put into making sure that I'm up to date with the best practices to help my clients reach their goals, to be the most understanding coach I can possibly be so I can get a better perspective of their unique struggles and not just project how I think they should look. And I think that's the problem with what it is that lean. What's frustrating is that the industry doesn't reward you for helping a client break free of toxic habits that were holding them back. The industry doesn't reward you for helping a client move past purely just focusing on weight and just helping them eat healthy so that they can live an energy-filled life. The industry doesn't reward you for helping a client move better, lift heavier, lift extraordinary weight. Because all it seems that they give a fuck about is you being as lean as possible or as big as possible, and your body is your business card. No, your body is not your fucking business card. Your business card is your ability to help your clients move forward. That is your business card. Your business card is your ability to help your clients reach their goals. It's not about you. We need to move past this fucking self-centered bullshit in the fitness industry that is all about you. No, it's about your clients and helping your clients move past.
When I first became a personal trainer at the point Virgin Active, I was in the thick of my eating disorder. I was also in an abusive relationship, and so my weight went from being very lean to when I started using binge eating as a coping mechanism to self-soothe, my weight ballooned. No matter what size I was at, it didn't suddenly detract from my ability to be an amazing coach, to have empathy, and to be committed to giving my clients the best ever service. Do you know how many personal trainers I have witnessed who look like they are ripped to shreds, but they are sitting on their phones while their clients are training? How many trainers might look absolutely amazing fitness model ready, but they have an eating disorder, or they're injecting themselves with all sorts of things? There were times as a personal trainer when I didn't have the financial means to buy the protein, quality protein supplements and things, and I was just eating to survive and maybe not eating the highest grade quality food. Did that detract from how I showed up as a trainer, how committed I was to my clients and their results? And to assume that people are only training to look aesthetically pleasing, to be lean, to be a certain percentage body fat is very presumptuous, because it's 2026, guys, there's bigger fucking issues in the world. Let's love each other, let's be kind to each other, let's support each other, and move your body, get into the gym, train outside, train with a trainer, be a trainer, just fucking be kind and be cool. Okay, love you, bye.
Whether you agree with the lean girl or not, the conversation reveals something important about where South Africa's wellness industry is heading. As fitness becomes more visible online, we have to decide what is more valuable: results or expertise, appearance or knowledge, looking healthy or actually being healthy. And maybe that's where the conversation is going. And that's the conversation worth having. What do you think? Should fitness professionals always look the part? Or are we putting too much emphasis on appearance in a wellness space? If you did not hate this video, please do consider subscribing and giving it a like. I will see you in the next one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye.